Welcome back, YouTube. Been over a week since I made a video. Just wanted you to know um, I hadn't given up on my channel. I went through some stuff last week. Uh, my brother, who had teach me a lot about hunting and fishing, had passed away. So that's where I was with that. So I had so much going on, and I mean, it's still a lot of stress and everything, but you had to carry on and go from there. Uh, but thought I'd share with you just one or two memories of when I was first, because my daddy died when I was 3. So him and my 4 other brothers kind of raised me. So in other words, you might as well say I had like 5 dads. So I could have got a lot of butt cuttings, and each one taught me a little something about something. So I had a lot of teaching, but some taught me more about some things than others. I mean, Billy taught me a lot and everything. Eddie taught me a lot about cars, how to work on cars, uh, how to watch people, how people do, and things. Just different things. And some of them taught me how to be good. And you got to kind of combine that all into one person. And then you got to think of having 5 people trying to teach you 5, and 5 people always watching you to see if you didn't do what mom wanted. So, and all of them was older than me. But I'll give you an example. One time, I think I was maybe in the 1st grade. School bus come by, and after kindergarten, I learnt that you could wave out that front door, and the school bus would go right on by. I had the school bus come by that morning, stuck my hand out that door. Mom was in the bathroom or somewhere, and I waved for it to go on by, but the school bus pulled on off. Oh boy, I didn't have to go to school that day. Well, it didn't work out that way. It went with a few minutes, I could hear that Super Bee coming. It was raining that morning. My brother worked in the Woodlands Division, and I could hear that 69 Dodge Super Bee with that 383 Magnum in it coming down the road. He come in the house, come in there. He said, "Why ain't you in school?" I said, "The bus left me." Mama said, "I don't think that bus left him." Said, "I think he waved that bus on." And he grabbed me by the arm, drug me out the house. We live in a trailer. Drug me out the trailer, put me in that Dodge Super Bee. Got in there and crunked that thing up. And man, if you ever heard a late 60s or early 70s car with them engines in there, the rumbling, the shaking of them cars, it feel like the ground shaking with them idling if you stood beside them. Started driving me to Williamsburg School. Well, right before you get to Williamsburg School was a little country store there called Wheeler's Grocery. And I think Bruce Wheeler was the one running at the time. And I worked with Bruce a few years ago, and Bruce has passed away also. But he stopped at that store with that Super Bee, went in there and bought a Pepsi Cola and a pack of crackers. Got back in the car, handed me my Pepsi and my pack of nabs, drove me to the front door of that schoolhouse, to the drop-off section, not where the school buses get out, but to the drop-off section there in the front, where everybody could see. And he asked me, he said, "Do you want to get out and walk in there? Or do you want me to get out this car and go around and drag you in this school?" I said, "I think I'll get out and I'll walk with my Pepsi and my pack of nabs and I'll go on into class." So that was one of my first memories. But that Super B and him and everything, he didn't argue with you or nothing. But when he put his foot down, he meant what he said. That was one of my first memories of my brother, and he had leased the club out there where we hunt at. I know for over 40. I know over 45 years, 47, maybe even 50 years. And I have heard him, he loved kids. And he tried to teach kids like he tried to teach me how to hunt and all that back when Dad had passed away, and he would take me hunting and all that. And all my brothers taught me a little something, but he would try to teach me as best he could because he was good at it now. What he knew. And he would take time to try to teach kids. And I've heard him say before and tell other people, I would rather see them out there hooked on hunting than out there running the street and hooked on drugs. I'd rather see a young kid out there, because he come up a hunting. He was taught how to hunt by our dad and everything, and he learned from him, and he took it a step better. And he got more involved in it. He said, I'd rather see him get hooked on hunting than on drugs. And that's what he done. He hooked me on hunting. And that's probably one thing that kept me away from all that, because when I'd come home from school, when I would go to school, when I would come home, my mind was on hunting, not running the streets, not doing this and not doing that. It was on hunting. So when it comes to hunting and fishing, I'll always look back on him. When I see some of the young people and stuff doing things, I'd rather see them hooked on fishing or hunting than out there on the streets getting into a bunch of trouble, doing a bunch of nonsense. And I mean, teenagers, even me, went through my phase, but I never, thank God, got on the drugs and all that. I drank my share of alcohol and stuff, and it's no secret. And but it's kept me, hunting and fishing's kept me out of trouble. But no matter what you do here anymore in America, if you hunt and fish, you got people that's protesting against that. So back then, it was something that come natural, something that they did to feed their family and stuff. But now, that no matter what you do, if you try to get them into something like that to try to keep them off the streets, off of drugs, off of somewhere, then you got people even protesting that they don't even want them hunting and fishing. But anyhow, I owe my brother a lot. He was my oldest. My oldest brother passed away over 20 years ago. He was next to the oldest. Each one of my brothers has taught me so much. And I could go on for weeks telling you stories about that Dodge Super B, that 69 Super B with that 383 Magnum and all that. But I just want to let you know, as soon as I can get back, get straightened out and everything, I'm going to try to get back out there and do some fishing and hunting videos and be back on the channel. And thanks for y'all that have stuck with me and held into my channel so far. Till we see you the next time, be safe, have a good time, and see you on the next video.